Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back. I am not at my garden. I am actually up at my parents' house this weekend. We had a big week and a big weekend. The girls had their last day of school on Thursday, and to celebrate, we decided to come up here to visit them, not only for the girls' celebration, end of school year celebration, but also for Father's Day. So we had a really fun weekend. We ended up going out on the lake, which was so incredibly wonderful. They live about 20 minutes away from Lake Shasta, which is the lake that is named after, I don't know how you say it, but basically named after Mount Shasta, which for those of you who don't know, Shasta daisies are named after Mount Shasta. So we spent the day on the lake yesterday and it was so wonderful. We actually took Monty with us. That was the first time he had been out on the lake and on the boat, and he did fabulous. He had so much fun. He had fun swimming. Every time the girls jumped in the water, he had to jump in and try and save them. And then finally he kind of calmed down a little bit. So we just had a lovely day. And then today is actually Father's Day, and we're going to go out to brunch and spend the day here. But first, it's early in the morning, and I thought I would grab my camera and I would give you all an updated garden tour of my parents' garden because it is looking absolutely incredible. So for those of you who don't know, my parents live in Redding, California, which is about 2 hours north of me, of like the Sacramento area. It's in Northern California. They actually live on the edge of Redding. Redding is actually down there in the valley, and then they live up here in the mountains in this beautiful property. You can't really see it this morning because it's kind of hazy, but that's Mount Lassen over there across the way. If you can kind of see the silhouette right there. And then we can't see Mount Shasta. Mount Shasta's over that way. But it's just a gorgeous, beautiful place. It's so quiet. There's so many birds. It's just absolutely beautiful here. I love it here. They moved into this house, I want to say 2019. I grew up in Santa Rosa, California, and we had a wildfire there in 2017. So we lost our family home that I grew up in. And then my parents lived, kind of all around trying to find another place to live. They ended up building this house right here. It took them, a couple years to build the house, and they were focused on the house first. And then they finally turned their attention to, the garden. So the garden is actually pretty young. It's maybe 2021, but it's really starting to come into its own right now. Like, you can really see a difference. All the shrubs and all the trees are really starting to get big and mature, and it's just really exciting to see. And my mom is such a good gardener. Like, she definitely has taught me so much stuff about being a gardener, and she's very organized. For those of you who don't know, she has a little gardening notebook, and she has all the notes in it, all the names of the plants, and when she planted them, and how to take care of them, and all that kind of stuff. Do you guys see the hummingbird? And I was actually flipping through that notebook earlier this morning when I was drinking my coffee. So anyway, it's just, look at that. Look at that. It's so beautiful. Anyway, so I think those are woodpeckers. I'm pretty sure those were woodpeckers. Yes, and we have Monty here, who is absolutely in love with all the birds. So I wanted to show off this garden bed first, this bird fountain garden bed. It is so beautiful, and I think the reason why it's so beautiful is actually because of these kind of salmon, peachy colored, apricot colored gladiolas. Look at how beautiful these are. And normally, I'm not a huge fan of gladiolas. I mean, I think they're pretty, but sometimes I think they look a little out of place. But these guys, they add so much to this garden bed. When we came the other day, I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so beautiful. I just think it looks really gorgeous, and it just adds to the garden bed. So she's got a lot of annuals. She's got some vibrant virtuoso dahlias that we planted, a sweet potato vine, Picasso in purple, Supertunia. I'm pretty sure this one is a Mystic Spires salvia. I think those over there, those smaller ones, are plain the blues salvia. One thing I will say is that they actually built their home on like a hill, and they actually had to dig out part of the hill, which is like solid rock. And so unfortunately with this garden, they only have so much space of soil before you hit solid rock. So you can kind of see this garden bed over here, the Tour garden bed. You can see that they've kind of built up the edge with bricks just so that they could have a little bit more depth of soil for some of these plants. So that's one of the challenges that they have faced in this garden bed for sure. And so basically the challenge is trying to find something that can handle, that's shallow rooted, that can handle that type of situation and not having a ton of room for their roots. So there's some things that my mom will plant and it will struggle, and then there's other things and they will absolutely thrive. So it's been kind of fun and interesting to like go through it and watch her kind of find what works and what doesn't work. The other challenges that they have is that it's very, very hot, and the hot wind comes from the valley and comes up and almost burns some of the plants, which is crazy. Hot wind burning the plants, but you have to find plants that definitely can handle this situation, and I think that she's done an absolute beautiful job. So lots of gorgeous things. She has a crepe myrtle. This is orchid violet, I want to say, and it's just about to bloom. It's all budded up and ready to go. I can't wait for crepe myrtle season. It's going to be really pretty. I did want to point out the Platinum Beauty Lamandra because I just think it's looking so beautiful. She has relied on this Lamandra a lot as one of her foundation plants. So you can see back there, and then over there on the other side of the pool, there's a whole line of them, and they are looking really, really beautiful. I wanted to point out the Monarda. This is Be Mine, really, really beautiful. And it just makes me think, okay, I got to plant some more Monarda in my garden for sure. Because if it can handle this garden, it can handle it. Absolutely can handle it. She has a Chinese pistache right there that is, it's young, it's a baby, but it is definitely growing in. And that's going to be really beautiful as it matures. This big wall right here is covering their pool equipment, but you can see that they've planted in front of it. There's some Chinese fringe flower, there's some euonymus, and then these grasses right here are Hammond. I think that's how you pronounce it. Really, really pretty, and she has those in another part of her garden as well. So, and then she's also just filled in with bubble gum and different things like that, it's just beautiful. I just love it. It's looking so good. Let me take you over here to her working garden. This is actually on the north side of her house, if you can believe it, but everything's so open here that it gets absolutely plenty of sun, as you can see. She did grow Lisianthus from seed. She's been talking about these for months now, and I don't blame her because I've yet to successfully grow Lisianthus from seed. She said she started these seeds in September, and it's June now, and they're just starting to bloom. She's already picked some, and she has a vase inside, and they are just absolutely gorgeous. They're so gorgeous, and this just makes me think I'm going to get plugs next year of Lisianthus because I want Lisianthus, but for those of you who don't know, they take so long to get to this point. Months and months and months. It takes a really, really long time, but they are so worth it. The other thing my mom is really into this year is dahlias. Really, really beautiful dahlias. I'm not going to remember any of the names of them, but you can kind of see how beautiful they are. Just a whole bunch of different varieties, which I think is so fun. Here, let me show you guys. So here you can see on the hill, and then they've just kind of leveled out an area where they could put the house and the garden and all that kind of stuff. I just love it. Oh, look at this dahlia right here. I'll put the name on I know she has the name of them. I know she has them. I'll put them on the screen. And then she's also done blueberries over here, which she's covered with netting because there's so many birds, right? These would be gone if she didn't cover them with netting, which is really fun. It's actually hard for us to grow blueberries because everything is so alkaline here. So she's been amending it with acidifier, but it seems to have worked really, really well, which is really exciting. Then coming this way, just behind the greenhouse, she used to have her Vigo beds right here, but they would drain, and they were draining into her greenhouse. So they they actually moved the Vigo beds over here, which is actually a great spot for them. She has a cucumber and a zucchini right here, and then she has a bunch of tomatoes ready to go. Absolutely ready to go. It was so funny. We were out here the other night with an ultraviolet light looking for hornworms. So hornworms are worms that will like decimate a tomato. You can see all this. If you see your tomatoes start to look like this and have just been like completely chomped on, most likely that's hornworms, and hornworms will actually glow in ultraviolet light. So if you get a little flashlight that's ultraviolet and you come out here at night, they will like shine. They will absolutely glow, and you can find them and pick them off, which is very annoying. I always tell you guys that that's actually one of my first memories of gardening is my mom taking a hornworm off of a tomato plant, putting it in a bag, and then showing the bag to me. And I just remember like that memory is like burned in my brain of the hornworms on tomatoes. So anyway, I mean, I had to have been so young. So anyway, we didn't find any hornworms when we were out here the other night, which is really good, but it's just the type of thing you just have to kind of monitor it and watch it. So another tomato right here, and then some lettuce and I think carrots and stuff like that. So really fun. This is her little veggie bed, and you'd be surprised how many veggies she can actually get out of this area. All right, so coming back this way, I'll give you all a closer look at the tutor garden bed. So I actually made my parents this tutor. I have a video on it with instructions, and I actually think I'm going to make more of them this summer. I want to make one for me, and then I know my mom wants another one, and I just think it's just so beautiful. I can't believe I made that. I'm so proud of myself. So she had honeysuckle growing on this tutor, but the honeysuckle was just taking over. It was too happy in this place. So she actually took the honeysuckle out and she replaced it with some star jasmine, which is just starting there. These hydrangeas back here, these are limelight hydrangeas, and they're looking beautiful. This is on the most protected spot in her whole garden. This is east facing, so it gets some beautiful morning sun, you can see, but then once the sun gets past the house, it's protected for the rest of the day. So this is a really, really great, beautiful spot for them. She has some Helen von Stein lambs here underneath here, oak leaf hydrangea. I'm pretty sure this is a Gatsby. Wait, no, I'm wrong. This is Ruby Slippers Oak Leaf Hydrangea. Beautiful. And then this is an Eden Climbing Rose right here that's looking gorgeous. It was blooming earlier. It had its first flush of blooms, and it was absolutely beautiful. And she is going to be training it this way over here, so you can see that wire right there, which I just think is going to be really, really beautiful. Okay, let me bring you all this way. These are the two pool garden beds. Here you can see she has her pink cashmere superbina. She actually cut this way, way back. This is from last year, and it was growing out to like here earlier this season, and then she cut it way back, and now it's flushing out. It is just such a fabulous, fabulous plant. She talks about how great it is. I talk about how great it is. It's just such a good plant, you guys. Get your hands on pink cashmere superbina. You will not be disappointed. It's just a beautiful, beautiful plant. And then we have Little Henry Itea, which is perfect because they have to water their lawn, and then the water kind of stays in this area. So in this area, we had to find plants that can handle a little bit more water. And so the hibiscus, I have always called this summerific ballet slippers, and it's not. It's actually something honeymoon rose or something like that. So I apologize. I've been calling it the wrong name for the past couple years, but it's honeymoon rose hibiscus. I think it's from Monrovia. Looking really good, but hibiscus is known to be able to have wet conditions. Its roots can handle wet environment, and so can the Little Henry Itea, so can Itea, and it's doing absolutely perfect here. So those are really, really beautiful. This garden bed right here, here's a closer look at the Platinum Beauty Lumandra. This garden bed is a really, really tough one because there's not a lot of depth of actual soil. It's very, very rocky right here. So she's had a couple of issues of trying to decide what to plant here the lamandra has handled it really well, but she's planted other things kind of in front of the lamandra and it's been struggling. So now she's trying lavender and some dianthus, which are supposed to be two really great workhorses. She just planted them, and so I'll keep you all updated on how they do in that spot. Last time I was up here, we planted up these containers right here. They have some angelonia. They have some whirlwind. Gosh, what is that one called? Starlight? I want to call it Starlight Scaevola. This one right here. Look how beautiful that is. So gorgeous. And then Tiara Blue Supertunia. Really, really pretty. We did have some fiber optics grass in here, and she said that couldn't handle the heat. It just dried out too quickly, which kind of makes sense because fiber optic grass needs more moisture. And again, with the hot wind that comes up here, you just gotta, the plant just has to be able to handle the heat. So anyway, but the purples look really, really beautiful in these pots. Coming over here, this bed is so beautiful. This bed has 2 autumn blaze maples on either side, and then it has a little gem magnolia. She's still working on what to plant kind of underneath the little gem magnolia, but it's looking really good. She has some Myth Molly butterfly bushes back here. She has some plain the blue salvia. She has a pugster amethyst buddleia, just like I have in my garden. I copied her, and I think it looks really, really good, really beautiful. And so again, this bed is still, she's still kind of working out this bed, but I think it's looking really good. She does have some Ladybird Sunglow Calliophis, but you can see this is getting too much water from the grass, the overspray from the grass. So this one she'll probably have to pull and put something else there, but that's okay. It's just a matter of trying to figure out what works where in your own garden. I want to show you guys this garden bed over here. It is so stunning right now. Ugh, this is so beautiful. So let me take you guys, show you the whole thing. What'd you find, Monty? What'd you find, buddy? What'd you find? What is it? Oh, it's Buddy the cat. Buddy, I didn't know you were out here. Are you sure you want to be out here with Monty? Oh, no, he doesn't. Hold on. Okay, Buddy's inside now. Oh, Buddy's not a huge fan of Monty. Monty loves Buddy, but Buddy's not too sure about Monty. All right, so anyway, this is the south garden bed, which is so beautiful. And I think the thing that makes it the most beautiful is this lantana. This lantana is incredible. This is Lantana Bandana Rose. It is so gorgeous. And I think the last time I was here, it hadn't started blooming yet. It hadn't really like grown for the season, but now you guys can see what a difference it makes in this garden bed. It is so, so gorgeous. And then my mom actually planted, or I helped her plant, Supertunia Vista Jazzberry to kind of complement the lantana. And man, I just think it looks really, really gorgeous. So we have another Chinese fringe flower. This is called non-Chinese. I can see the name in my mind, but I can't pronounce it. So I'm going to put it on the screen. Really, really pretty. It's gorgeous color, especially with the Powys Castle Artemisia right there. Like, look at how gorgeous that is. And this is a Lo and Behold purple buddleia right here, which is looking really, really good. So big, so beautiful. And then this is a Pugster Rose, or Pugster Pink, excuse me, buddleia. Obviously, you can see the buddleias are just fabulous here. And then here's another, here's those grasses again, the Hammond grasses, which I think look really, really pretty in front of the fountain. Doesn't this look gorgeous? Oh, it's just so pretty. So coming this way, we have French lavender over here. She has a lot of Spanish lavender in her garden, but also some French lavender that I think looks really great as well. This rose is an iceberg rose. And then I definitely wanted to show you guys this. This is actually her Vigo modern bed. You can see it right there. It's just so beautiful, and she planted it up. She had this idea. We ended up not being able to film it last time I was here, but she had this idea for this combination of plants, and it is perfection. And I wanted to show you guys so that you could use it if you wanted to. She has Supertunia Bermuda Beach mixed with Super Bell's Watermelon Punch. Here, let me find one that's open. Look at that combination. And here's the thing, on the website, on Proven Winners website, if you put the two pictures that they have on the website next to each other, it doesn't look like it would match. When she was telling me about this, I was kind of like, really, Mom? Really? But look at how good those match with each other. I just think they look so good. This is a new begonia that I was really, really excited about and hoping that it would work for our heat in the full sun. And it just doesn't really work that much. Like you can see, this is it right here. And here, let me. Double Delight Blush Rose Begonia is the name. It just needs more shade, basically. I was hoping I could put this in my zigzag planter next year, but you can see right here, it just needs more shade. But it's really, really beautiful, and especially with the Dichondra Silver Falls is absolutely gorgeous. So, gorgeous, gorgeous, but I just have to say this combination right here with the Stratosphere White Gara behind it, look at how beautiful this is. Isn't this gorgeous? Let me back up a little bit. And the Dichondra Silver Falls, I just love it. I just think it's really gorgeous. She has more of the Tiara Blue, Supertunia, and then she has this rose right here, which I'm blanking on the name, but I'll put it on the screen. It's looking gorgeous. Good job, Mom. So one thing that my mom's really, really good at, both my mom and dad, they have bird feeders everywhere. Bird feeders, water fountains, hummingbird feeders over here, and there's constantly birds and wildlife kind of flying around all over here, which makes it such a nice place to be hanging out. And when you're inside, the birds will all come out. I mean, of course, I'm scaring them away right now because I'm outside, but when you're inside, it's amazing. It is so fun. It's so fun. And of course, Buddy the cat absolutely loves it and loves watching all the birds as well. I did want to show you guys this garden bed right here. These are Purple Haze Buddleia that are looking really good. She did plant some White Pillar Rose of Sharon right there that actually were really, really chlorotic. So she's been amending that, and hopefully that will grow really soon. But these Purple Haze Buddleia, it's just Buddleia time. All summer is Buddleia time, really, but it's really, really pretty. It looks amazing. So here I'll show you a look at her pots. She has some Super Venus Stormburst, some scented geranium, which is so fun. I'm pretty sure she got these at Garden Palooza when we went up to Oregon earlier this season. She has some Surefire Rose Begonia, some Angelonia, just some really, really pretty stuff. And then I wanted to show you over here this spider plant. She actually leaves the spider plant out all season, all year. We can do this here because these spider plants can handle that. These spider plants are actually from my grandfather who lives in Nevada, which is closer to, Monty, do you mind? Do you mind? So Novato is closer to the ocean, closer to the coast. I think they are zone 10, and my mom is zone 9B. I'm zone 9B. But these spider plants, they're normally house plants, but we can actually leave them out all season long, which is really, really fun. So my grandfather, he plants these spider plants all around his garden from the babies. He propagates them from the babies, and this is one of his propagations. I actually had these growing at my last house, and I ended up leaving them there. I should have dug them out, but I didn't, and so I'll have to get some more. I'm thinking about stealing some of these babies and taking them back to my house. So anyway, isn't that beautiful? So that's a quick little update of my parents' garden in June. I'll keep you all updated on their garden. I know you love seeing their garden progress and how it's coming along. So I'll make sure I'll keep you guys updated throughout the year. But I just have to say, it's looking absolutely beautiful. So we're going to get all ready, and then we're going to go out to brunch and have a wonderful Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. I know you're going to be seeing this later on this week, but happy belated Father's Day to all you fathers out there. I hope you enjoyed this. Anytime I press record. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.